So Tad Cooley, do you believe in aliens? Just kidding. Welcome to another edition of Southbridge Street Live. I have a very dear guest, a friend for a couple of years now. I got to interview him in Victorian Motion a couple of years ago. Yeah.
That's right.
Oh yeah, that's where we met. Tad Cooley, who is no stranger to the silver screen. So are you nervous at all on this? No?
Me? Yeah.
Totally. Whew. I'm getting better.
You're doing really good.
I
was just, not that you weren't just doing an interview.
A few minutes ago?
A few minutes ago. Shh. Because people aren't supposed to know that.
No.
But I was watching you and I was like, man,
she's doing good.
Got it going on.
Really? Do you think so? Stop it.
I mean, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, good.
And you have yourself. I just want to point this out. This like flask-looking thing. You know, it's pretty.
It is a flask. You're actually. It doesn't have wine in it, but wouldn't you have loved that, Michael?
Wait, seriously? This thing is a flask, for real?
Mm-hmm. And this, cool. Right, chill, little small bottles.
I like it in this table.
Of alcohol,
a little art piece. I like what you guys
got. Do you know Timmy Wendowski?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. He let me borrow the chairs.
Shout out to Timmy.
That's right. Yes.
Shout out. You're my boy.
Mine. Mostly you're my boy.
That's funny.
Yeah, so we put this set together. We're going to do some fun stuff over the summer. I'm pretty intent on learning how to go live. Do you walk around with a selfie stick? I mean,
no.
Not in general, but do you ever do the selfie stick thing?
No, do you? Are you going to do it?
Today was my first day at the Museum of the Coastal Bend for an interview that I did last week. Yeah. It was my first. I couldn't even buy the selfie stick. It just seemed so narcissistic or egocentric to me. Yes, but I got over it. Today I got over it.
But you did, right? So you did.
I bought one, yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and then it feels weird to be standing in a museum a week ago with the selfie stick.
Well, hey, I mean, you know, it's either, I don't know, use it if you got it.
That's right.
If you got it, you got to flaunt it.
So going live is such a huge, big deal. We're trying to go live here. We're so close. You know, we're in the Victoria Art League, and they just got internet. I love them with all of my heart. I do, but it's not strong enough in this particular
I've never been
room.
in this building before.
Oh, you've never been here?
No. This is cool. This is really
did you get
cool.
to go through the front gallery?
The front gallery and everybody, you know, I walk in and I see all these people to the left.
Yeah.
And I think they thought I was breaking in or...
No. I told them you were coming.
Okay.
They knew. Silver screen.
Silver screen.
Silver screen. Tad Cooley.
Ooh. I like that.
So tell me what have you been up to? Tell me, let's start with Secret and Lies, or do you want to go back?
Sure.
To being a child
first, maybe I can talk about
Victoria.
What's going on, and then I can backtrack.
Okay, cool.
Is that cool?
However you want to do it, whatever direction you want to go.
Well, currently, I have one project that I recently finished a film called Mammoth, which I'll talk about, and then I'm doing a play on the big stage in New York.
Wow.
In March, April, May, June, somewhere. Did I say that? Anyways, in 2018.
Wow.
So I'm in this place of like, this film comes out in January.
Right.
And then the play on Broadway comes out like in the summer. So I'm going to be touring with the film, and then I'm going to do the play in the summer throughout, I think, past Christmas. So I'm going to be working like the whole year.
In New York.
So I've decided with the traveling and stuff that for right now, I really just want to be home.
Cool.
Like be with my family and do stuff around town. And I've been teaching acting lessons, which is like...
Really? Where are you teaching acting lessons?
At the O'Connor Plaza. Thank you very much, Anthony Pedoni.
Oh, that's so cool.
For lending me that.
Hey, Anthony. Yeah. Shout out, yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah.
It's been really rewarding.
So acting classes.
Acting classes.
Okay, so tell me what are the hours? What do you charge?
I'll talk about charging later.
Okay.
If you're interested, people, hit me up.
Yeah.
But
Cool.
really, I just try to fit people into the schedule.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I'm doing that, other than to make a little money here and there, but the main reason is because when I was in high school, in
Mm-hmm.
junior high, I would have loved to have had someone around my age,
Right.
currently,
Right.
with the experience that I now have, to share to
Mm-hmm.
someone who's, either in elementary, junior high, high school, or
Mm-hmm.
a parent.
Right.
I just love sharing the knowledge that I now have
Mm-hmm.
with these kids, and it's also, it like keeps that creative thing going.
Right. Absolutely.
Being away from acting, I guess you got to keep that muscle going, because it's
Right.
not just like, it's like jujitsu. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
train jujitsu when I can. I need to get back to it, but when you're out of it.
I know a good jujitsu instructor. We could talk about that.
Really? Stringo?
Yes, Jason Stringo.
I love that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yes. Yep.
He beat me. Last time I went, he whooped me into last week. But like jujitsu,
Right.
it's something that
You
you
need
have
to
to
keep it.
practice
Yep.
every day. And if you get away for like a week, a month, 3 months, man, you're a little bit rusty. So acting is something that, just like any art form, you have to constantly practice.
Yeah.
And I believe, and I think what is cool about any art form, there's no such thing as perfection.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't put you can look at Daniel Day-Lewis or Marlon Brando or Meryl Streep.
Mm-hmm.
They're some of the greatest, but there's no such thing as a perfect actor.
Right.
There's no such thing as a perfect painter, as a perfect martial artist, any form of art. I think that's why it's, it's part of its subjectivity.
Mm-hmm. So these classes that you're teaching at the O'Connor Plaza, these are for children?
For any ages, yeah. Right now I have 8, 10, 12-year-olds. I have seniors in high school. I have a couple of college students. I might be teaching a parent soon.
Did you grow up in Victoria?
I grew up in Victoria,
Mm-hmm.
yes. And then when I was 11, I moved to Vanderbilt,
Mm-hmm.
and I went to industrial.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And did you participate in acting or drama or?
I did.
You did?
Well, I recently, not to bring this up, but I recently lost a grandfather, and we were going through home videos and pictures and stuff, and we found a video, and they think I was 3. I might have been 4. I think I was 4. I'm not sure. But it was a videotape, and it started with me like holding the camera and saying, is the movie camera ready? And I said, okay, ready, action. And
Really?
I say the characters of the story of Goldilocks.
Uh-huh.
And I say, the storyline, and then who plays the characters, who the actors, like my mom played, Goldilocks, and my dad, whatever.
Aww.
And then the video cuts, and then it goes to me acting out as all of these characters, like in the story. So I'd stand up, and then I'd lay down, then I'd sit,
Oh, that's awesome!
and I had like different voices and everything.
And you hadn't seen it in a while?
I've never
You've
seen
seen it before? Oh, that's.
And I was
that's
like,
so
what?
Fantastic!
And my grandma said, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And I said, "I want to tell stories."
Oh wow!
So, I want to say that I am fortunate that I believe at a very young age I knew, and it's still like still very much like in the very beginning. in a way of my career, but I have a strong vision of what's going to happen.
Tell me about that vision.
Well, part of that vision is continuing what I'm doing in Victoria, helping the community grow, promoting theater and the arts.
Do you do anything with Victoria Theater here?
I do. Wow.
Wow, that's some serious rain.
That was quick.
Next Tuesday night.
Yeah, next Tuesday night. Not currently. I don't do anything currently. Right now, I'm working with Mid-Coast.
Yeah, you were saying that Mid-Coast.
Yeah, I'm working with Mid-Coast, and
what are you doing there?
They do a summer camp every summer, and it's like 6 weeks, and they have these. Well, they have kids who live in shelters, or are homeless, or they're at risk, and it gives them something to. It gets them out of their environment.
Right, and are they doing acting with you, or you're doing?
Essentially, I'm teaching all of the age groups. They all have different classes, and I'm using acting exercises.
Oh, that's awesome.
Get them out of their shell.
Have you ever done anything like that before, working with Mid-Coast?
No.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's gonna be. I'm really looking forward to it.
Oh, that's so awesome.
I'm a very sensitive person, so I hope I can kind of get into it.
I know. Well, because I think that's such a, because you know what? Because I just know that life, and you know how instances where people can come into your life so unexpectedly and change one experience, one really good experience. Like to be able to express through art in some way, shape, or form pain or loss or growth or desire, or for these kids is a huge big deal. So I worked at this really is your interview, but I worked at the youth home in Victoria when they were at the airport, and it was by far the most spiritually rewarding job I'd ever had. And at that time, these were children that were taken out of CPS. And so you just had these children removed from their home, and they came to the youth home. And it was just an incredible experience. And there's just so much compassion for them. So I think what you're doing is really neat, especially because there's an art. You're giving them an outlet. So I'm really excited for you, and very proud of you too. That's a very cool thing. So how did you find out about this, or how did you get involved with this Mid-Coast project?
My really good friend Brett Jones. Do you know Brett?
Yes.
He works for Mid-Coast, and I know him through the theater.
Yeah.
And he's been one of my mentors all life.
Really?
You didn't introduce the rain, I guess, to this interview.
I don't know if you can hear it.
Oh, good.
It's raining.
Well, if you don't hear it, it's really loud outside. It's bothering.
It's beautiful.
It's ringing.
It's like a cleansing.
Look at this thing. It's like in my ear right now.
I know. Oh.
Brett. I just decided one day that I would text him because it's really something that I've been thinking about for a long time.
Yeah.
And I reached out to him, and he said, I have a perfect thing. I said, I don't know what I can do,
right,
but I'd love to help if there's anything at all. And this falls perfectly into place. And the summer camp, every year it has a theme, and this year is Hollywood.
Oh, that's so awesome.
What? That's cool.
That is neat.
So
that's awesome.
I'm trying to get she's famous. I'm trying to get a famous friend to come to Victoria.
Yeah.
Because I think that would be
someone that you've worked with that you admire greatly.
Yes. But yeah,
yes.
I think that's Possibly very possible. Possibly
cool.
very possible.
I like that. I like when things are possibly very possible. So, okay, so let's talk about Hollywood. Let's talk about Secrets and Lies.
Yeah. It was my first, big experience into the magic of telling a story on camera, and
Right.
it was nerve-wracking, but I almost didn't have time to be nervous.
Right.
I was dating a girl at the time, and she lives out of town, she lives out of state, and I just finished my first play, professional play, and we did it in Philadelphia, and then I did a play in Pittsburgh, like right after that. And then I went to New York to audition and do that. And a couple of months go by, and then I wanted to go and see my mom and my family, and I wanted my girlfriend to meet them. So I flew down on a Friday, and my girlfriend at the time, she flew in on Monday. And Saturday night, I got an audition email from my manager. My manager said, "You have till tomorrow to shoot this. You're playing an autistic character." And I didn't even know what it meant to be autistic.
Right.
So I literally stayed up all night and the morning just studying what this is. And it was like
and it's such an interesting spectrum.
it's a spectrum.
Right.
It's like there's no
Right.
one person with autism that is the same. It's just like being a human being. Everybody's different.
Right.
They do have similar, how do I say it? Things that they do that specify that they are in fact autistic. And I got that. So it was on a Sunday, and from what I remember, I think my mom, she had like somewhere to be.
Right.
And I was at my mom's apartment, and I said, well, she told me she had to leave in like 30, 45 minutes. And I knew I had to do this audition. So I got my phone, and I told my mom to hold the lamp, and I was sitting with the wall behind me, and she was
No
just...
selfie stick.
No selfie stick.
Gotcha.
I don't know. Selfie stick might have been around at the time. I'm not sure. But she was holding she was holding the lamp and holding the phone towards me, reading off of the page, and we only had like 2 takes. And then she had to go. And
wow. So you had these 2 takes, and that was it. And let me ask you something. When you have that kind of pressure, do you feel like you're just like, it's all or nothing?
I mean, auditioning, it's like, at the time I didn't know I was going to book the job.
Right.
Like today, I auditioned for a very, very big project. I probably can't say, so
sure.
Very, very big. But at the end of the day, it's an audition, and there's hundreds, maybe thousands of actors that go for like, it just depends on the role, I guess. But you audition for something, and then first of all, it has to go through the casting director's assistant, then the casting director, then the producers, then the director, then the writer, then all these things that go into booking a role when you have like hundreds of actors that look like you, talk like you, act maybe better than you. It's insane. But so I sent this video, and I don't know, we were at Splashway.
Your girlfriend? And you, okay.
And my mom and her boyfriend and his son. We were at Splashway, and I got a call from my manager. We were like have you been there before?
Yes, I love Splashway.
Splashway's great.
Yeah, I was going to say,
like Splashway?
Yeah, I love Splashway.
We were behind the little cafeteria part where like you eat on the picnic tables, and I get a call from Jason, and of course my mom and
Jason is your...
Jason is my my manager's
Okay, I just
assistant.
wanted to make sure it wasn't like Jason. Sorry. Because those are always scary when I get calls from Jason.
Ooh. Is Jason? No, Jason's the one with the.
Yes.
In the mask. Okay.
Yeah. No, Jason, not the. Yeah.
Wait, Freddy Krueger is the one with the messed up skin, right?
Yeah,
and then he has the claws.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jason's just like, you can't. He will never die. And then Michael's the one that has the.
Michael Myers.
Yeah, he has the mask. That guy scared me.
I just realized there's Michael Myers and there's Mike Myers.
Yep. And then there's my producer Michael. I'm just saying. I'm so sorry. Okay, anyway.
It's the guy behind the camera.
That's right. It's the, yes.
Scary.
Yep. So you got a call from Jason?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Do you have ADD too? I do.
I do. There's like a spectrum. And I covered it all.
So Jason called me, and I guess by my body language, I remember getting the call and saying, "Hey, you're like 99% going to get this job," because at this point I had to go through all of these producers.
That's so incredible.
It was like, I was like, I remember jumping and then running and then like ducking and doing stuff with my body, and I wasn't saying anything. So my mom and my girlfriend and everybody I was with, they're like, "What's going on? Tell us." And I said it, and we all like were so excited, but there was still that thing of it wasn't booked yet.
Right.
So I had that planned trip. That at the end, like I was here for like 7 or 8 days, and then I had to go and do what's called ABC Talent Showcase. So I got into that, which at the time it was like huge.
Right.
But I also had this TV show that I might be doing. So I was flying to New York because I didn't hear a confirmation yet.
Right.
And I was just waiting. Flying to New York to do this showcase. And as I was boarding the plane, I get a call from my manager that I booked it.
That's awesome.
And that was the first time. That was when Southwest started using, they started allowing Wi-Fi. You can buy like the $3 Wi-Fi on a plane or something like that. So I did that. I remember that. So instead of doing the showcase,
right,
I went to this thing, and it was unbelievable going from like my little apartment in Queens, my little tiny little thing, and the next morning, once I got to New York, I just had enough time to like pack my bags, go to sleep, get picked up early in the morning, head to North Carolina to start shooting. And it was just like limo that picked me up. It was insane. It was like, I was like, okay, all right, it's starting. Let's just stay focused. So during like, I would say like the whole 3 or 4 months, however long I was part of shooting the TV show, I told myself that I would enjoy how cool it is, like after it all happened.
Right.
Because I had to be as in focus as I ever had to be. The thing about playing the role that I did, I felt a large responsibility. Playing a character who's not only autistic but severely on the spectrum.
Right.
And so I had, before the first day of shooting, I had like 3 days to hang around. And so part of that time, I was able to get very close to the actress who played my mom.
Yes.
And
who you say is an incredible mentor.
Yes.
Yep.
Is an amazing mentor.
Yep.
Melissa Gilbert.
Just an incredible human being.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. And she became my mom for that time. I mean, I owe a lot to her. But when I wasn't with her, which was like, we spent time, but I also was very vocal that I needed to take this time to do as much research as possible. Right. So I basically lived in my hotel for like 3 solid days. and then we started filming, and I've never been the kind of actor to do this, but it made sense with the kind of role. As soon as I left my trailer, and I had my costume on, I would be in character.
Right.
And Melissa went with it, and it was an amazing thing of like feeling. I feel like a sneeze is coming on. Oh.
That was it?
No, yeah.
That wasn't very dramatic for an actor. I'm just saying that was.
I felt a sneeze coming on. It was amazing being in character and having the respect from everybody, in the full awareness of like the crew people on set. Here it comes again. I think I'm gonna sneeze.
But for real this time?
Oh.
Nope.
I don't know if it's the allergies. Okay, I'm gonna try to get through this. I'm gonna try to get through this. Basically, it was cool.
Yes.
It was a cool experience.
And so, is that method acting?
Yes, technically.
Yes.
It depends on technically. So, we even did like some really cool stuff. Like ABC had multiple people with autism. There was this mother and her son who was in his 50s, and he's high on the spectrum and still lives with her. They came and we had a 2-hour-long interview that we recorded.
Oh, wow.
And he wrote me a poem that I like. It was like, and we got to go to school for autism.
Wow.
And it just really.
What did you learn about people with autism? What did you?
That they are probably some of the most, not probably, they are some of the most special people on this earth, for sure, without a doubt. They have the skill of honing in on one thing. I mean, that's part of being autistic. You are fascinated with one particular thing that you know literally everything about. And some of these people, a lot of these people, they go and work for Google, and they go and work for these companies that, man, they will put in the 20-hour days because that is what they love more than anything. It's such a if you get a chance to watch a movie, Temple Grandin, have you seen that?
No.
Oh my gosh, so good. Claire Danes plays Temple Grandin. It's the woman who she invented basically what's the current way. It sounds horrid, but it would be, once you watch it, you'll understand. The more passive way of herding cattle into slaughter.
Yes, and she was autistic.
Yeah.
High on the spectrum.
High on the spectrum.
Yes, I have read about her. Yes. Yep. Where she basically created like pathways that they could go through that were gentle.
Yes.
And that allowed them to be calm.
Yes. And
to be not so stressed out about what the end result was going to be. I did read about that. That's fascinating.
I mean, I remember watching that movie with Melissa, and she calls me, I can't say the word, but she calls me baby. Because I cry a lot when we watch movies. And I was just crying buckets because it's such a good movie. But it's amazing. I mean, you truly see like the amazing power of what these people have.
Right.
And it's extraordinary. So we were filming. It must have been the second, third episode. And they were going through what's called a setup. So they're changing, and it was this driving scene, and like Ryan Phillippe was driving in this truck, and then he sees me running into the woods. So the first shot was watching the truck and watching him follow me into the woods, and then they had to switch it over and shoot from the other angle. So there was a guy who was just standing around while I was standing around, and there, other people were doing a setup, and he was a crew guy, a very good friend. He came up to me and asked, because Melissa the first day gave me this book called The Reason I Jump. And it's a book that's written by kids that are autistic and have other ways of communicating to write thoroughly of like why they do certain things.
Right, why I jump.
Beautiful. Why the reason I jump.
Okay, the reason I jump.
So Jeremy is this guy. He asked me what the name of this book was, and I told him. I was like, "Why?" He's a really big guy. He started to tear up, and he like turned around. I was like, "Why? What's going on?" He said, "Well, my daughter is 2, and this morning my wife took my daughter to the doctor, and they think she has autism." And he started tearing up. And because of the research that I was so full of at that point,
right.
I said, don't worry, man. She is like 2 years old. There are such amazing schools and people to go to that by the time she's 18, she will live just as freely as any other person. I think there's like a different perception of what autism is. And at lunch, I went and sat with him, and I told Melissa. So we went and sat and had lunch with him, and invited him to our trailer, and we talked about it. It was beautiful. And so that goes that the next day I'd show up to set, and all of a sudden, like all these crew guys would like give me high fives and shake my hands and stuff. I'm like, what's going on? And they put my name. When you're a big star, you have these big trailers. When you're not, you have these little things.
Right.
So the crew guys put me in, I don't know if I can say it, but Juliette Lewis's trailer. Mm-hmm. They put her in mine. They were happy. But
what did she think about that?
I don't know. But it was like.
But you gave respect, and you gave education, and you gave
There's a life
a calm, right? A calm.
It's amazing.
That's such a cool story.
I'm glad it was. I hope not. I hope so.
No, because I think that that's such a beautiful, that's such an incredible experience. Like, you can get on here and you can be talking about what it's like to be a Hollywood actor, but you really have a lot of depth and, a caring, feeling person, which I think is incredible.
It's so
that makes
funny
me.
Because I went to industrial, and when I come back home, especially after that. And when a couple things come out soon that I've done or whatever, it's going to happen again. It's going to be the whole, oh, man, you're famous in a small town. Yeah. I myself, I knew who I was since I was a kid.
Yeah.
I will say that that is something that I'm happy about. Because I have seen people that I've gone to school with, or people that were not famous a year ago or 2 years ago, and now they are, and I see the way they act now.
Right, the change. Mm-hmm.
It's not cool. I think there's so many celebrities, so many people out there that set such a terrible example for kids that are in elementary, junior high, high school, man. Anyways.
Yeah. So tell me about what's next. I mean, I know we've talked about it a little bit, but so you're going to be in a play. You're going to do.
I have done a lot of theater since Secrets and Lies, and I think it was in pursuit of finding more. I think I've just wanted to grow more as an actor, before I really step out there,
right?
Really put my stuff on the line, and I've done that. I've been in plays and theater and stuff all over the country, and so that's kind of put me into a place of where I'm going to the huge stage in New York, and I wish.
Can you tell me what play? No,
I can't. I think
okay.
It's called "I Was Most Alive with You," and we did the premiere in Boston. And me
what'd you
and
play?
The other lead actor. We are moving on, and the rest are going to be big name actors. in which that's what I wish I could say.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's gonna be really big, and I did this film called Mammoth.
Yes.
This past fall into December. Is it I'm trying to figure out what it is.
I'm telling you, it's what's going around in Victoria. It stinks.
It's the pain in the back of my throat,
Mm-hmm.
and it's stuff right here, and it's like right there. So I think it's going to my chest. Is that drain? What is that?
You didn't. At least I know. Like, I'm confident that you didn't get it from me because I had it for 10 days and it was yucky.
It was.
It was yucky. Yeah.
Do I have? You had though?
I don't know yet. I'm waiting for you to cough because when I coughed, it was deep. It was like a man. It brought out the man in me. So Mammoth, what's Mammoth about?
Mammoth is it's a beautiful film. It's about these two brothers. The older one is dying of terminal cancer, astrocytoma, and I play the younger brother that's kind of taking him along. We're carrying him along this journey of the goodbye list, because in some states you can take a pill in your life if you're like in a bad enough place, like California, Oregon, I believe Washington, and maybe New York. I don't know about New York, one of those liberal states, but and that's obviously a very controversial thing. But it's about the journey that these two brothers go on, and I believe more it's a story of their relationship and how they go through this. And we filmed it partly in Hollywood, and we filmed it more in North California. That's kind of like in a beautiful mountain range. I didn't know California is like that diverse terrain, but yeah. I
didn't realize that exists now.
Yeah, I had no idea either.
Really?
Did you know that? No.
That there's a pill that you can be if you're in a bad way.
But if you know, it's like if you know for certain that you will,
and like the doctors all concur.
Like,
this is yes.
Then you can take a pill, and I mean, there's a school of thought on both sides, but I say, man, if it doesn't matter, especially if you're older, but like my brother in this movie is younger. Yeah, he's a little bit older than me, but he's like maybe early 30s.
Right.
But if you're going to die, he said he wants to die in his favorite, like, we went to this family snow skiing lodge, and he takes this pill next to my brother and my mom. I think I can say that. I guess it's not much of a reveal, because it's what it's about. But yeah, it was on his terms. It wasn't on being drug induced till you die.
Right.
Like being kept alive by machines.
Right.
So it's interesting. We all have those different experiences with that. So it's so strange.
So let me switch gears and ask you some quirky questions.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. These are my feet to the fire questions, but I won't ask you about aliens. We'll stick with movies. Your favorite genre of film is?
Drama, right?
Drama. All right.
Genre,
okay. Yes. So what about what feet to the fire? Your favorite drama movie of all time?
Drama. Oh man, I have my favorite comedy.
Okay. All right. Well, tell me. Then we'll just do comedy. Tell me your favorite comedy.
The Big Lebowski.
Yeah, The Big Lebowski. That's funny. I love The Big Lebowski.
It's a movie of the ages.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's constantly.
You really need to meet my son Brendan. They call him the dude.
No way. Really?
Yes. It's very bizarre. It's very, very bizarre to have a kid that's called the dude. Okay. What about your favorite, like, I don't know, sci-fi movie?
Favorite sci-fi movie? I want to say Forbidden Planet. Do you know what that movie is? It's one of the first. It's one of the first sci-fi movies that like sets the tone. Like my favorite drama is Rebel Without a Cause. I'll get back.
Okay, all right.
My favorite sci-fi movie is Forbidden Planet because it. Now this is an actor that passed away. He looks like Steve Martin. He's also a comedian. Can't remember his name.
Okay. So Steve Martin.
Not Steve Martin. He looks like Steve Martin. Do you know who I'm talking about? No. Okay. It doesn't matter. They established other planets, spaceships, robots, aliens, and it's like all of these things. When you watch it now, I mean, it's terrible. I mean, the writing's bad. It created stars. But the fact is they took such a huge risk that at that point no one has done.
Right.
They're just like a ton of westerns.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Your favorite cult film?
Favorite cult film? Well, I'll take Big Lebowski out. Oh, you know, I would say, would you classify... Pulp Fiction.
Yes.
Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Because
Handsome.
I think what's great about film and movies like these, like Pulp Fiction, like Forbidden Planet, like The Big Lebowski, all Rebel Without a Cause, they're all things that took huge risks.
Right.
Like Quentin Tarantino, everything that guy does is so far beyond what the rules and guidelines are of making a movie. I mean, he just breaks the panel of like, you know, you have your Martin Scorsese with big, beautiful films and stuff, but it's all like the music and everything is all seamed together. Well, it's Django Unchained, man.
Yeah.
They'll mix like Western with rap music and they'll stop all sound while there's a giant shoot.
Yeah.
You know,
it's incredible.
Favorite
soundtrack, movie soundtrack?
Magnificent Seven. Ennio Morricone, I believe. No. That's a different Western. I don't know the name of that.
But it is from Magnificent Seven?
It's from Magnificent Seven, the first one.
A director, your dream director, who would you want to work with?
Well, the Coen brothers, Joel or Ethan Coen, because they work together as one. I would love to work with the Coen brothers. They've
Very
done
cool.
The Big Lebowski. What is wrong with my brain? The Tommy Lee Jones, Josh Brolin movie, No Country for Old Men.
Yep, that was an amazing film.
Inside Llewyn Davis, Crazy Heart.
Look, see, your brain is back running again. You did it. Awesome. Okay, I'm sorry. Keep going. So the Coen brothers. And then can I ask you, like, the trite things, like your favorite actor? Who would you emulate?
No one, but my favorite actor of all time is, I want to say James Dean. I love James Dean. I love his story, like what he did. People criticize him, but once again, here comes, like, in the early 50s, this cut dry, there's only one guy at this point who has a big name that's kind of changing the face of acting. That's Marlon Brando. Here comes a kid from Indiana who was abandoned by his father, lost his mom, was raised by his grandparents, and kind of lived this just angsty life, and then moved to New York and did theater, and then he gets picked up. You know, Stella Adler was this huge, amazing teacher that's now formed one of the most prominent techniques of all acting.
Which is called?
The Stella Adler technique.
Okay, good. Thank you. I was guessing, but I wanted to be sure. I wanted to clarify. Yes.
But she also taught Marlon Brando and many others. But anyways, Stella introduced Elia Kazan, who's one of the best film directors of all time, to James Dean. Then he took James Dean to L.A. They did a movie called East of Eden. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, before this happened, he's been in TV shows and plays and all this stuff. You just can't find records of it because they didn't keep it at the time.
Right.
But he went and did his first big movie, East of Eden. And then after that, he did what kind of changed culture and formed what I truly believe formed the real thick culture of the 50s. And the driving, like to the diners and the drag racing and, right. And the nylon red jackets was Rebel Without a Cause.
Yeah. Because
of that character that he played. Every girl wanted to date this guy. Mm-hmm. Too bad that by the time Rebel Without a Cause came out, he passed away. He passed away in a driving incident, mm-hmm. and from being a rebel, you know. But it's like the legacy for the guy, the short-lived career, but like the impact that guy made is it's undeniable. It's just amazing person. Yeah, and I've read like every book you can find on that guy. I've been obsessed with him since I was like a junior high.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Did you ever see the film Giant?
Yes.
What did you think about Giant?
I love it. A lot of people didn't like it. I love it.
Oh, we watched it at least twice a year at the house.
Oh.
It's Trey's favorite movie. He loves Giant.
See, I'm gonna go to Marfa just for that.
We've been to Marfa. I'm gonna tell you, we did it just for that.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Next.
Really?
I don't know. I really had a hard time in Marfa. Marfa wasn't one of my favorite places.
I have a hippie friend that likes going to Marfa, but I'm not a hippie friend.
Well, but you know what I was going to say? It's like an interesting sort of Austin, but way more outside. I don't know. Just, you know what? Here's the deal. You should go to Marfa. You should go to Marfa, and see the lights. You know what I mean? Like, and then decide on your own. Make your own.
Don't they have teepees that you can stay in?
We didn't stay at a teepee. we didn't stay at a teepee. That would have been cool. But there's teepees here. There's
really?
teepees in New Braunfels. Yeah, look, Google teepees. There's really cool teepees around here.
What?
And you don't have to deal with like snooty Marfa people. I'm just saying. Well, I think that's it. It's like all the time that I have. So you were going to say something about my outfit.
Oh yeah, you look great.
Thank you.
You look great.
just joking with you. All right, so what do we have coming up? This is my thing now. I'm trying to figure out like how to end each of the episodes. So we've got, because we're in June now. We're working in June. We've got, let's see, the Welder Center presents Royal Shakespeare Company Julius Caesar.
What?
Did you know about this? Yeah, Encore film screening of Julius Caesar, 2 p.m. at the Leo J. Welder Center. Have you ever done any? Yeah.
That's a good one.
Have you ever done any Shakespeare? No. Children's Discovery Museum. They're going to start their summer camps. Oh my gosh, Theater Victoria is starting their summer camps. Doc Pat, K9 camp, the Texas Zoo camps. It's the summer.
Oh, cool.
We're into summer.
Wow.
Victoria Public Library has their Maker Fest. That's really cool. You know what? Call them and talk to them about doing an acting thing there. Maker Fest.
What's Maker Fest?
Okay, well, they basically get a group of volunteers. Like, they asked me last year and I couldn't do it, just to talk about being a writer.
Whoa.
And, like, you don't never have to really actually make something, but it would be neat maybe for you to think about that. Call them. Maybe talk to Jessica. Victoria Art League, 50/50. Victoria College has their camps. VPen, June 21st. I mean, it's all camps in June, it looks like. But it's still cool stuff coming up this summer. And then you're going to be doing your camp.
Oh, that's right.
I'm so glad you're home.
In June.
Yeah, in June. So there we go.
I'm glad to be home. It's great. It's good to be home.
Good. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you.
I'm glad that you're home, and I'm glad that you're doing cool stuff.
Thank you very much.
Thank
you very much for letting me talk to you for an hour.
Oh yeah, no, it was my pleasure. Absolutely. Thank you.
Fun.
All right, and thank you with all of my heart for joining us for yet another edition of Southbridge Street Life.